weird transition. I don't know why. Hi, welcome to Binge Buddies, Fork to Forking Forkos. I'm your host, Fork. Wow, I lost that last one.
Forkos.
Forkos.
Want to try again?
Nope. Me, your host, is always Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Matt, Zombie Dog, Constantine the Great, Dykes.
Keanu Reeves?
No.
Yes, the Byzantine Empire.
There we go.
In my extended vacation, I sat down and watched that movie not too long ago. I enjoyed it. It's not bad.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good
Doing
movie.
a sequel as well, apparently.
I mean,
I'm
I'll believe
down
when
for
I
a
see that
sequel.
one. Yeah. Rachel Weisz, great. The Keanu, not bad. The hell stuff, kind of weird, but I'm okay with it. Like, it was good. It was a terrible Hellraiser movie. Like, worst representation of the comic I think possible, but not a bad movie. Like, still a good movie.
Yeah. Peter
I
Stormare.
don't remember
always
Pinhead
delivered.
in there, though.
What?
You said it's a terrible Hellraiser
Hellraiser.
film.
Oh, Hellblazer. There we go. Like, what did I say? Yeah. I know the name of comics. Don't worry about me. Anyhow, we also have Ryan Socrates Lootens.
Well, you're welcome. Socrates is the father of modern philosophy, so
Socrates.
I'll take it, Cheaty.
It feels weird going Ryan before Joel, but for some reason your windows got flipped in my Zoom, so I'm going.
I logged on first. I'm usually
Oh,
Okay,
there
so
we go. Yeah,
Ryan wasn't last for once.
Yep.
it's very weird.
Joel demanded the bat signal, and then meanwhile he's looking the other way.
Hey man, it happens. But we got Joel.
Look, even Gordon misses it from time to time, right?
There we
Gordon's
go.
the one turning it on.
Unless it's Catwoman trying to get some strange. Anyhow, we have Joel John F. Kennedy DeWitte.
I wasn't supposed to be here today.
Back
So
into the left.
Hey, your head looks great.
just
Very well rounded.
leave me be to my
Intact.
grassy knoll, and then we'll have no problems.
So we are back on Time's 100 most significant figures in history list. This was 68. No, I didn't go in order. It's somewhere in between 60, 65 and 75. Somewhere in those tens for these people. And yeah, I feel good about all of them. We're probably going to finish this series on this time list because all the other lists I've either lost or gotten tired of or gotten just plain frustrated with Ranker. Maybe I should have stuck with that crazy school, University of Virginia. Is that what I said it was? I found it before this. Vermont, yeah. They're the ones who said that Bill Clinton is the second most evil person in history, right under Hitler.
I was surprised Obama wasn't up there.
Me
on that
too.
list, to be honest. Yeah,
Maybe like he was written by like some Gen Xers, like they just haven't gotten through like the Obama stuff yet.
But wasn't Bill
Republic-
and Hillary on that? And there
Oh,
were
yeah, they're both on
write-ins.
that.
There were write-ins as well, weren't they?
Yeah,
Or
they were
something?
write-ins, and Bill was higher
Uh-huh.
than Hillary.
Uh-huh.
It's all great stuff. If this show gave us nothing, it gave us that crazy right-wing school.
No, let's not ever go to the school. They were write-ins. We have to
That's
remember
true.
If you
that.
were ever concerned about the university system being too liberal, there's your counterpoint.
there we go.
Please
Evil-
see University of Vermont and enjoy your time.
Anyhow, so we have an episode that I've been teasing since week 1, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. My favorite line in the entire show is up here today. It's even the goddamn title, which I had to take a lot of time not spoiling for people. It's like, oh yeah, Mondays, am I right? It's a great show, great episode. No, that's the line. That's the line that I've been waiting for since we started this whole thing, and it was brilliant. Was I wrong?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
You all suck. You know you loved it. You know you.
Yeah,
I know I loved it,
Leave
but
it to Matt to be a contrarian, you know.
I just wanted to stomp on your dreams a little bit.
You do that on a weekly basis, so you know.
I do. They don't call me Matt Zombie Dog Dream Stomper Dykes for nothing.
Maybe next week we'll give you that one.
I smell a new list of names.
I wish if
We
I'd
are
actually
on a
keeping track of
penis
these.
flattener, but
Worried about your
That's at the
cylindrical
weekend,
penis?
Joel.
All right, let's get started. So we got Mondays, am I right, up first, and we'll follow by Patty, bringing our wonderful Lisa Kudrow. We were just talking about it before we started recording. I love seeing Lisa Kudrow in pretty much anything. So seeing her pop up here in this ridiculous role was fantastic. But yeah, we got some good stuff. I got to pull up my notes real quick so we don't completely lose place. although my notes are useless, so I don't know why I'm even thinking that they're going to help. But here we go. I gotta say, I love the way that Mondays Am I Right starts. Like, so we left the episode before You've Changed Man in kind of a weird lurch. It was, don't look at me, man. I'm just an ideas guy. Like, this was kind of like, all right, so we've won. What are we going to do next? And we don't really see a lot of that process of getting from A to B. We just kind of like, oh, we knew like, oh, we should just replicate what we went through, and we're running with that. And I kind of like it. Doesn't really waste time that didn't need to be wasted, because if we'd gone through that stuff, they would have had to try to force in some other like B plots that probably would have been redundant and kind of annoying. Maybe would have seen like an Eleanor Cheaty shake for a second again. Like there would have been something like we need to pull something out. And I'm just glad we avoided all that. Just went straight into the, all right, we're going to train some demons. We need demons making neighborhoods. They need to learn to stop flattening penises and start making neighborhoods that will flatten the penises of their hearts. I'm into this.
But the speed at which they go, it made sense for the rest of the show, right? Because even if, assuming we see everything, relatively speaking, the
Yes.
chain of events, even at the big decisions, they don't linger too long. Or if they do, it's all Cheaty's fault. So,
Yeah.
I
Although
love
this,
the little dig to Cheaty then. That was just...
I will say that since we've fixed everything with the exception of the afterlife or the good place, which we'll get to more next week, or next episode, not next week, it does all sort of have that we're wrapping shirt up vibe. And like, it's not the finale yet, but it's like, oh, we're done. Like, I can kind of tell that we're done. Like, there's still some drama, some stuff to fix. There's still this, that, and the other, but like, oh, like the main push of this thing is over. And it's kind of nice to have this, I don't want to say victory lap, but kind of victory lap series of episodes that we're in now. Like, there's still stuff to do, and it's interesting and it's funny and it's great, but it's also kind of like, I'm not worried for these people anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of nice having
an
that, like,
exhale.
that. Yeah, it's an exhale. Like
It's setting you up to get ready for the finale. Like,
Yeah.
there's legitimately 3 episodes left, one big one. So it's like, okay, here we are in our moment. We've reached the finish line, but where do we go from here? And how do we make all 47 episodes in the past relevant?
Yeah.
And I think they executed it well.
And it's also
kinda like put it in like a more like the novel style of storytelling. It's the denouement. We've had the climax.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like this, the winding down after the climax. And
right,
it's quite
we're
nice
like
to have
page
that.
20
as
in
well.
Chip Driver.
yeah. Damn it, that was good.
I mean, I have nothing else to say.
Well, we can end the show
Man,
now.
Speechless.
Well,
I feel
that
pretty
was
good.
that was
That was a good
episode,
one.
guys.
But anyhow, so let's kind of get into it a little bit. So if we are just going to kind of enjoy, finishing this thing up, there is something to be said about this show is kind to its viewers of we're not going to really leave you going, well, what happened to them? Like, what happened here? What happened there? Every question you could have about, like, was there a character that we didn't know about? Was there a plot line that we forgot about? Was there something? It all gets buttoned up over these 3 episodes. Like, all the way down, like, what is the good place? We're going to answer that. Like, what is it? Like, we're going to get it all done. It's not going to feel rushed. It's actually going to feel like it takes its time, but in a kind of a great way. And they start that out perfectly by trying to train these demons on how to be good place, kind of ish good place, not bad place. I don't know what they're calling these neighborhoods, architects. These things basically designed to make them into better people, much like the Brainy Bunch went through. And getting these demons on board is some of the funniest stuff I've seen in a very long time. At one point, one of the demons shouts out "Sweet Hitler's hairpiece," and it's just like, this is so damn funny.
The demons that they choose are so good though. Like,
oh yeah,
you've got like that opening sequence where it's like, oh, man, I hope it's not more sexual harassment training. I've already gone through that. I'm really good at it.
Yep.
I just like the what in the name of here is going on.
Yeah. It's so well written as well, because it's like nobody's really, or they don't really refer to it as hell all that often.
Yeah.
But then you get lines like that where it's like, oh yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like that.
But I love so Michael has to get them on board. And, understandably, they're not on board. Like, this is something they've done since the existence of time. Like, this is what works. Why would we do this? And they need one of their own to kind of bring them into it. Cue Vicky's back. I'm very excited that Vicky didn't stay gooed throughout the rest of this. I love Vicky, and seeing Vicky actually get like thematic like closure is kind of
Yes.
cool in a way. Like, not what I
Yeah.
would have expected from this show. To like, oh no, we're gonna button up Vicky too. Like, we're gonna leave her as her best self.
I like collaborative Vicky.
Yeah,
Because she
Yeah.
still has that swagger and self-assuredness that she's had the entire time, but also she's able to use her abilities in a meaningful and positive way. And also she wasn't that great of an actor, so like it made sense that she would take a step back and teach other people.
Oh,
What
man.
I love about that as well is it's like when Michael's very kind of like standoffish a little bit with Vicky being, it kind of makes sense because of the amount of times that he's had to sort of deal with her undermining him. So it's interesting to like to
I mean-
see where he's coming from, but then that realization of actually no, she is genuinely serious about like this process. She's not trying to undermine Michael. She
to
is
go off that
wanting
point-
to help.
Well, that point, Matt, is, you know, we see her as this villain, and we've gotten her as this villain, and we just have this wry contempt for her. But then in one episode, she's likable. She is
Yeah.
extremely likable. And, you know, we see her as this bad actress, but then we get that funny moment of, let me find Tahani. Pish posh. Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
It was just so good. You know, you're just like, okay, like, let's see where she takes us. She's here to help.
Well, what I like about that as well is like you're saying, we basically get like a season's worth of character arc on turning this character around in one episode.
Yeah.
Like you could have done like there is an entire season of the story there of like, you know, this person sort of realizing that they were wrong, coming around to the other side and everything. But no, we have that in one episode and it's just done. And it's one of the things that I love about this series is it manages to do that really well. Like after that first sort of season where it becomes very kind of like, okay, yeah, like, well, what's going to happen this week? And then you leave that and go into the second season, and then they basically deal with like what could have been an entire season's worth of arc in one episode.
Yeah.
And go, right, we're done with that. Moving on to the next thing now. And then it's like, okay, this is going to be the season. Oh, no, 3 episodes in. No, we're done with that now. We're moving on to this. And it's just like, it's so breakneck speed that they go through these kind of like arcs that could be drawn out longer story, like pieces of storytelling, and they're just done with them so quick. Like after the first season, like whenever you try and get complacent and I know what this show's about, you get whiplash of like the amount of times it's just going to turn things around on you until we get to like the fourth season really, where we're in like, you know, the redo of the but even then we get like a huge whiplash again of like, you know, the test doesn't take the whole season. It's done with like halfway through, and then it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to restart the Earth. Wait, what? And then
This show throughout has this show
was the
never
perfect
forgot
way to
about
cut
any of
off
its
Joel.
characters.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, like, I just appreciate that, you know, Michael is a demon who deserved a second chance, and now he's having to put his money where his mouth is. Do demons deserve a second chance? Here's Vicky. She's a total munch. She deserves a second chance. And it's like, it takes a moment to realize it, but once he does, she starts doing great. And we see it pretty much right away. So we have this example, which is going to be my quote at the end of all this, but we can't just not talk about this scene because the quote's that good. But we have this moment where Tahani has volunteered to be a test subject for these demons to start figuring out how to not torture via horrifying things, but torture with, you know, more like what we actually go through as humans for torture, which is like, I wore a shirt that was too tight and my belly jiggled the whole day and I was very self-conscious about it. And then there'd be someone where I'm like, I can't believe your belly's jiggling so much. I'm like, oh my God, everyone saw it. And then that's the new torture.
it's mental torture rather than physical torture,
Yeah.
which is in some instances way worse.
Way worse. But, you know, these knuckleheads still want to bust out chainsaw bears. And it is some of the best shirt I have seen. Whew, that was a tough one. In a long time. I've got to talk about this moment. So with Tahani standing there, turns around, huge bear stands up, 2 chainsaws, goes, chainsaw bear. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think I have lost it watching a show more than that moment. That caught me so off guard. I was laughing hysterically, and then the double down like made this one of my favorite moments in TV history.
My stomach started hurting, and I was like cry laughing, and it is that like short span of time, and then jumping straight into an expanded version of that joke.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm not expecting it, because that first one was so strong.
Yeah.
I mean, that first joke is like a perfect 1-2 punch, and then the follow-up is like an uppercut that just comes out of nowhere as well. And it's
that
just
was the finish
so
him
good.
moment. Like just absolutely and everything about it. Like I watched it 3 times. Like for this recording, I watched this sequence 3 times. Like I love this more than I think any moment in TV history. This is like peak for me. But like everything about is this farm fresh salmon? Because I'm really, and then you just hear this. It turns around, this itty bitty little bear, because they said smaller, more relatable, tiny little bear wearing a shirt about bacon. Mondays, am I right? Chainsaw. I don't think I ever laughed harder watching live TV than I did for that moment back when this episode aired.
What I love about that is it's a callback to either the first episode or the second episode, where we hear audio from the bad place, and you hear like in with all the scream and everything, there's a voice that goes, "Why does that chainsaw?" or something like that.
Your mic hated that, by the way. We got like 3% of what you said. It sounded like you started talking through a fan, but we got mostly
really
what you
did.
said. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, I should turn the fans off.
There you go. But yeah, so it was a callback, but like even if you didn't remember that callback, still works. Still absolutely hysterical.
I love that when this show uses CGI, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's almost seamless. Like this is, cable television, but when we've gotten scenes of Eleanor and Chidi enjoying a nice romantic view, we've got demons that look
network
flawless,
television.
Network television.
Network,
yeah,
sorry.
it wasn't even cable.
Network. Sorry, network. My bad. I pulled a Bryan there. Anyway,
What the fuck?
Hellraiser.
Straight shots there.
But
I believe
like,
we have a fatality on the field here.
to see that bear, and just the way it's so animated just made me laugh that much harder. Like it was so realistic. It was so good.
They do a really good job with that as well, because I think it's next week. I think when we see the polar bear waiter thing as well.
No, it was a panda.
Yes. Panda. Sorry,
Yeah.
I knew it was a
No, that's in the
whitish
finale.
bear.
That's in the finale. Yeah, because that's Tahani
Right.
trained the animal.
So yeah, next week then.
Oh, next. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still thinking like next week, as in.
Yeah, so in the finale, and again, the animation on that is really good. Like it doesn't kind of feel janky and out of place. It looks like a panda bear.
Well, I feel like they soften the edges enough to where like it looks like an animated panda, like not like a cartoon like Disney sort of thing, but like it doesn't try to go too far into the uncanny valley of like we're trying to make it photoreal. It's like we got as far as we are, and then we cooled off.
It's still a panda waiter, but it doesn't look like how crappy CGI can be. Like it can look really sort of like janky and move weird. The movements on it are really good. It looks like you would imagine a bear with a tray of drinks. Same way with Mondays, am I right? He's just sort of there in his thing, and then the way he stands up, it's very kind of like bear-like. With the chainsaws. I mean, I haven't seen a bear with actual chainsaws for arms, but I'm assuming that's what they would actually move like.
I mean, yeah. I also like that they talk. That's a nice bonus.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you know what it's doing to you. I know it's holding chainsaws, but it's not telling me chainsaws. I can't be for sure that's what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't want to be the one that has to start screaming, "He's killing me! He's killing me! He's killing me!" Like
was that in 3?
That dude in 4.
7.
4.
7.
No, it was the dude. It was the dude in the.
Oh, you're
the
right.
basement
It's
in
4. Sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4.
He's
Yeah.
killing me.
He's killing me. He's killing me about 20 times or something.
Man, we are itching to get back to horror, aren't we?
It's time.
I'm done with philosophical stuff. I just want to see simple teenagers being slaughtered.
Well, we've got plenty coming up next recording session. Not plenty, but we get Johnny Depp, so you know.
My bloodlust is just. I've got blue ball bloodlust or whatever you want to call it.
That's
So
a
whatever-
you problem. Let's move on.
A lot of people, man. Your true colors.
So we haven't really talked about the B story in this much because I don't think there's a lot going on with the B story. To me, this episode's mostly about training these demons. I'm all for what's going on with Chidi, Eleanor, and Jason. They're basically looking at each other's histories. They're going through their files, and they're supposed to be picking out the first, is it 1,000, 100?
1,000, I think.
First
I think it was
1,000
1,000.
Yeah.
Okay, first
Yeah.
1,000 people.
Yeah, 1,000. First 1,000 humans. I actually wrote that down.
There we go. So first 1,000 humans from all time to go through this new system. And that's what they're supposed to be doing. And of course, it's the Brainy Bunch. They got distracted. They started looking at their own files, which of course makes, Eleanor go a little bit in her own head. She wants Chidi to read her file because, they spend, 10,000 Baramies together. And then in the 11th thousand Baramie, there's something that he doesn't like about her and it ruins their entire life. She gets worried about it, wants him to read it. He wants her to read his, but also doesn't because it's so small compared to her huge file. Lots of that stuff going on. It all leads to a whole lot of nothing, except for you get to see another example, which always warms my heart, of Jason is his best self. I love seeing this come up. Like, Jason has learned so much through his, 300, 800 years of existence.
350 years, I think.
Okay.
And I don't know why that figures in my head. I'm just thinking back of when he gave him all these memories back, and I'm sure it was. I think he said something like 350 years of memories or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know
sure.
why.
A lot, but he has learned a lot to where at this point, Chidi's getting his own head. Like, I can't be Eleanor's soulmate or partner because I suck. Like, I've done nothing. I did nothing with my life. And look at her. She did so much with her life. And how would she ever? And Jason gets in his head, and does it extremely well of Janet's going to leave me because I'm so boring, and gets him to see himself in his own, no, Janet loves you because you're great. And he's like, flip it, put you in my shoes. Like, no, I get it. That's, wow, that was really good.
But he's also very Jason, it still feels like something Jason would do as well. It's not like he's all of a sudden doing physics or something. It's just a very kind of Jason response to this.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel out of character. Like the minute where he does that reveal of I'm just messing with you, dude. It just yeah, I can buy that.
Yeah. And then he hits it with chessmate.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I forget which episode it is, but he talks about comparing somebody to the Montagues and Capulets, and they're
It's
just
in this one.
shocked. This one,
I've read
Yeah, he's
Romeo.
I've read books.
Yeah.
I read some books, man.
Which he didn't. He watched the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Of
and
course he
Claire
did.
Danes film.
Well, he read some books. They're usually probably training manuals that came inside of video games when he was a kid. That might be about it though. But they do it. They
I
pull it
miss
off.
those.
Takes. I do too.
They're
They're kind
there
of
used to
nice
be some
add-ins.
really cool, sort of manuals and things like that. You'd get some of the ones where they were that thick. There was
There's
just
some cool
so much
artwork in those
information.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Games
Now
like-
it's just a warning and
now it's just a disc with a license on it. You got to download it. Anyhow.
yeah.
It's kind of like what happened to special features in movies and stuff.
Oh yeah, you find a disc from 2000s, with over 25 hours of special features, and now it's with 30 minutes of special features. And
Yep.
oh, that's less.
It's like I know more about Clerks than I know about any other movie because Kevin Smith has released it 20 times and talked about it on podcasts to no end. So
I mean, you guys have got to get into some of these boutique labels. Special features are still a thing.
Yeah,
They're real good.
yeah, and they're less though.
Yeah. My favorite thing about some of those.
And no, we need to move on. We need to move on. 1.28 Baramies later, they get their neighborhoods in order. Vicky gets some payoff. She is in charge of the neighborhoods now. Michael's stepping down. This is Vicky's thing, and it's gonna work out great. They get their golden balloon. They don't have to go through the system. The judges said you saved all of humanity. That got you some extra points. Head on up to the good place. They're done. They did it. Congratulations. We're on to the next episode. The good place sucks. Kind of a bummer. A lesser show. This would be the next season. This show, no. We're gonna fix this shirt in one episode. We're gonna get this stuff done. And the way we're gonna do it is gonna be kind of a bummer if you think about it, but also kind of not, and kind of peaceful in a way if you think about it. The show really puts on its big pants in the end here. And it's really
never taken them off.
I guess that's fair. It really takes off the kid gloves of
That's better.
like it's gonna tell you death gives life meaning. It's just gonna tell you that straight out. And death gives the afterlife meaning too. And that's where this thing is eventually going. There's a lot more to it than that, but that point does hit home, and it's like, wow, yeah. I've never seen a network show try to make that point before. Cool. I'm a little sad now, but also
probably
not.
seen, I think, like the odd episode of Star Trek has sort of like delved into that, but never like as it's something like the entire series is about that is the end. Like the end point of the whole series is basically death gives life meaning.
Yes.
And it is quite unique, or like not just for like a network TV, most TV series, like even like a lot of TV series outside of the sort of like that network system that try to sort of delve into these things, I don't think would be so explicit with the whole death is why life means so much. And it is, you kind of like leave watching the series a little bit. I mean, I think the intention is to leave like feeling more of a zest for life, like the actually all this shit that I'm going through, it does mean something, and like, you know, I've got to accept that, and you know, the end of it is always going to be death. There's like, you cannot change that, but what you do with life is what's important.
And they teach us this, or they show us this by showing us an absolute utopia, perfect afterlife. Anything you want, you can have it. Do you want a Coke? You can have it. Do you want to go Tokyo drifting with monkeys and go-karts? Have at it. You can do absolutely anything you want.
You want a spaceship?
Yeah. Spaceship? No, a Pepsi. And they show it in this like kind of ridiculous, very good place way of you get your welcome party, and your welcome party is perfectly tailored to you, but the four of them walk through at the exact same time, so it's kind of a messy shirt ball of all of their parties, which is kind of for the best. It does feel like Jason kind of took the lead, though, if I'm being honest.
It really did.
Yeah. There's a lot of Jason in that party.
A lot of Jason. And we got the shrimp dispenser back, so there's Eleanor. I don't
That's
feel like,
true. I did like the shrimp dispenser looked a lot better this time as well.
Yeah. I don't know what Tahani or Chidi got out of that party, if I'm being honest. Jason and Eleanor got some stuff. Tahani,
I think there were some books in the background.
Okay, so there's Chidi. But Tahani, I mean, was it just that they had nicer dwarves? Like, I'm not sure.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tahani is still a character where, like, she's always been the B tier of the Brainy Bunch, and I don't mean in terms of the quality of character. I think they've had a tough time really fleshing out her dimension sometimes beyond just the whole "my parents didn't love me" aspect of it. She's obviously had a lot of growth in that, and you see it especially in these last couple episodes. But I feel like that was one of those cases where it's like, how do we define her in this outside of opulence and parties?
Yeah,
you know?
and that's kind of a bummer for, you know, the Tahani fans out there. I'm sure there's a bunch, but at the same time, it still works. Like, I still enjoy the party.
Yeah, I didn't
But
think
it
about
does
one way
lead
or
in-
another till now.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It does lead in quite well to what happens with Tahani in the finale, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
you know, not to get too much into that with, like, you know, but she has like this humongous list of things to do, and then
Save it till next week.
Yeah, save it till next
Yeah,
week. We'll talk
yeah.
about next week. That episode is the only network TV show that has ever made me cry. And it's done it more than one time in the same episode. Like, you bastard.
I mean, you should watch Babylon 5. Like the final episode of that, within 10 minutes, I'm in tears, and then it's just tears for the rest of that. The remaining 35 minutes.
Yeah, but then I have to watch Babylon 5.
I'll be honest, it's been on my list for a long time, and I've just never
It's
done
really good, and fuck you, Joel.
it. Anyhow, so Michael goes and he is told, Michael goes with them, which is weird. He feels like he doesn't belong because he's a demon in the good place. But all the good place guys are like, no, of course you belong here. In fact, we're going to make you an honorary member of the good place team. / we're going to make you the only member of the good place team. You're in charge of everything and we're leaving. Bye. Where are we going?
No take backsies or something.
No takes backsies. Bye. And they run away.
They put Michael in.
The robe they put him in is absolutely phenomenal. Him walking around,
him wandering around to these empty houses is so funny. Like the tiny donuts thing, and it's like Dave will explain. It's like, Dave,
will you explain? Oh, that was great. And then we come back to the party, and that's where we get Lisa Kudrow back, who's Hypatia.
Hypatia of Alexandria.
Okay, Hypatia of Alexandria. Just call her Patty, though.
Yeah.
She is fantastic. Like, Lisa Kudrow is one of the smartest women who's ever been an actor in the history of acting, and she plays dumb people so insanely well. Like, it warms my heart when she does it. I understand that it kind of forked up her career for a minute there because she played Phoebe for so long that people only want to see her as Phoebe when she's like way more multifaceted than that. But either way, seeing her play this, who's like a very, very intelligent woman who has just had her brain turned to mush after having everything she could ever possibly want for all time at all times. Her interactions with Chidi are some of the funniest things of just,
yes.
We need the maths. Oh, there's math on my shirt.
Hi, I'm Milkshake.
Hi, I'm Milkshake. Would you like a milkshake?
God, I think there's something to be said for a performance beyond that, though. Just you think about something like Friends, her character is a very uncomplicated, simple character, right?
Yeah.
This is a multifaceted, complex character. She just so happens to be playing sort of a dopey, dumbed down version of a character. So it's like she has to have a performance that would show glimmers of that smarter person, which she does.
She does, yeah.
But then be able to fall within those patterns of just like, oh, I'm falling under the weight of my own pleasure here. So
she's a philosopher who's got the brain scramblies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and her, her introduction is great. She's got her back to the camera. She's wearing a Bortles jersey.
Yeah.
Kitty comes up. Are you Hypatia of Alexandria? And she just goes, "Yep. How's it hanging?" I'm like,
hanging really well.
We're in for a ride.
Yeah, I just thought you'd still be like Greek or something. Nah, we try to stay pretty modern up here. And then she just lists the most random assortment of like things that are both modern and extremely not modern.
Yeah, Industrial Revolution was one of them. Oh God, did I actually write that quote down?
It was a good one.
No, I didn't.
But the running gag that she keeps getting milkshakes, I love it so much. She throws them away like 4 times. They kept back when she's holding another one, or she's holding 2 for some reason. Like it's made out of pure stardust. It's absolutely delicious.
But that's the thing as well, like because she keeps having the milkshakes, and then she's trying to tell them this really important thing, and they're having to remind her and say, "Damn it!"
It's once again adding a human element to sort of a abstract concept. And it's kind of like them talking about drinking antimatter, right?
Yeah.
Or decaf antimatter, depending on the day.
There's there's one of the people in the good place as well, like who Tahani's trying to talk to, who basically says something along the lines of, I don't know, I've just been having a chain orgasm for the last 10,000 years.
I just love and I died as a virgin, so that's weird. How'd you die? I got a cut on my finger.
Yeah,
but that was 300 BC, so that was pretty much all it took. I would have loved
that for a vaccine.
I would have killed for a vaccine, any vaccine. And now you guys don't like him. I don't get that.
Way ahead of its time.
Oh, that was some good shirt right there. It's like that cut on my hand. 300 BC. That's all it took.
Would've killed her
Either
then.
that or drinking water that wasn't warmed enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. But they do it. They go through this. Jason's off go-karting with monkeys, and he finds out how boring it can get really quick. So his brain is already mushifying, which is, expected, I guess, in a way, not to be mean to Jason.
But it's not just that, and this is my quote, but it's just the different variations that he has.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it includes hippos, or is it rhino? Hippos and Dracula, but I'll say it for my quote.
Yeah.
But it shows, yeah, this stuff could get old really, really fast.
But it's the reaction we get from Michael as well. Like when Jason comes out saying that he's bored of doing that, and Michael's just like, already? And it's just that, oh God. That's
like,
sort of, oh, we're in trouble here.
So their answer to this is absolutely brilliant. It's beautiful, and it makes me hope that this is, if there actually is an afterlife after all this, like some of us believe, I kind of hope this is it. This seems perfect to me. I want this to be the actual afterlife. I'm game for it. But the idea is essentially, it is exactly what the good place is. You can have whatever you want, whenever you want it. You can see whoever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can live whatever life you want to relive a life, whatever you want. It's here. But when you're done, you can say goodbye.
Yep.
And you'll know. It's not like suicide. It's not like, it's not like anything dark. It's a feeling that you've done everything and you are at peace. You are willing to rejoin the universe. Or as Chidi will explain way more eloquent than I ever can, and I'm not even going to bother quoting it, you are returning to the wave. And like that speech at the end of the episode has made me tear up every freaking time I've watched this episode. It happened again when I rewatched it yesterday. And that line of maybe that's what the good place is. Just time with the people you care about. It's like, damn it. I hope that's what the good place is. That sounds perfect to me.
Yep.
We're not getting in though.
Oh, fork no. I'm hoping for other
Just-
people.
We're doing to the system. It's just we gotta try again,
Yeah.
For me, this show does not need to go as hard as it does in the paint in terms of emotionality, but it does so in a way that just makes the show work.
Yeah.
You're watching a comedy, you want to laugh, but you're laughing, but you're also feeling a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they are hitting what almost every person wants there to be, besides people who don't believe in this shirt. But it's that feeling, and I like that it's a feeling, and you just know that it's time. Like, to me, everybody would want that. So this show is unique in the fact that doesn't have to go hard in the paint, but it does, and it pays off. This is one of the best shows I have, most well-rounded shows I've ever seen.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah, we're going to say that for the wrap-up. Well, Ryan will say that again, but it's like, there was a reason I wanted to do it on this show. Just real good, guys. But that's it. We're done. We are done with The Good Place at this point. There is a finale, of course, where they're going to wrap everything up, but it's not really... It's different. If you want to talk about like a victory lap finale, this one has it. And I will go down on the hill. This is one of the best TV finales ever.
What I like about
damn near perfect.
What I like about this series as well, it's like they could have ended it with this episode.
Yep.
Like this is like that, the way that ends, that could have been the end. But they don't. They basically give the audience the closure on all the characters in the final episode. And it's just like it's very, very rare that you have that with the TV series. You don't usually get complete closure on everything. You get like closure on storylines. You get closure on character arcs. You don't get closures on characters.
Yeah. But save that for next week, because we're going to talk about the finale next week. Because we got to finish this one up here. Because the finale, we'll have a lot to talk about. We're only doing one episode next week because it's a double episode, but still, it's a hell of an episode. Before we get there, though, we got to do quotes. And I'm going first this week because everyone knew I was going to.
Surprise.
No way.
Yeah, I know you're also.
Way.
But if there was just a chance that one of you...
Mondays, am I right?
Yeah, if there was even a slight chance one of you is going to be a complete asshole and take it, I'm just not letting it happen.
I respect
he knows this too well.
But I'm not going to read all
a strong word.
Keep that to yourself. I'm not going to read the entire quote, but it starts with Chainsaw Bear. Remember, we're not using chainsaws bears anymore. Right. Okay. Anything else? It was mostly that. Again, challenges your subjects are facing should be smaller, more relatable. Okay. They go back into the scene. Hors d'oeuvres. Is it farm-raised salmon? Because I support. Throat clear. The much smaller bear behind her now with a shirt that says Epic Bacon Much. Mondays, am I right? Chainsaw! And it's just the best.
You said smaller and more relatable. The bear is smaller. Humans hate Mondays and love bacon. So good.
Technically, she nailed it.
Yep.
All right, Matt, go ahead.
Michael and I are actually going to be working together. Oh, I hated that. I hated saying it, hated how it felt, hated all of it. Ugh.
Oh, Sean.
It's on my short list.
Joel, go ahead.
All right. I love you, okay? Oh, the words are nice, but the tone is scary.
On my list as well.
I definitely wrote that one down. That was a good one. All right, Ryan, you get to go for 2.
Okay, so it's long, but I'll go ahead. Listen, maybe on paper you and Janet don't make total sense, but who cares? The relationship you have built together is wonderful. She knows you and loves you, and that's all that matters. Do you really believe that? Of course I do. Sucker. Sorry. I got you so bad. Dude, pretend what you just said was what you said to you instead of me, and you have to listen to yourself because it was already in your own head and then came out. But just put it back in your head and realize that it was you talking about you and Eleanor. Against all odds, I know what you mean, and I gotta give it up. That was good. Yeah, it was. Chessmate.
Chessmate. I love the chessmate.
And for the other quote, I know I was gonna say the Dracula one, but I was definitely juggling between that and this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say this one. It's after he's done and they ask him why he quit, and he goes, "Monkey are the ideal go-kart opponents. They're funny enough to give you the finger, but not smart enough to win."
Love that he's put thought into it.
Yep.
All right, Joel, what's yours from the second to last?
So I'm telling you, I used to be cool, man. I studied so much things, art and music, and the one with the number piles where I'd be like 2 and you'd be like 6. Math? Yes.
All right, Matt. That was a good one.
I've never signed my name before. What signature type to choose? A Dr. Blob, or no, athlete who doesn't really care about the kid. Oh wait, no, middle school girl crush with a crush on Zac Efron. That way I can put a little heart over the eye.
Oh man, that was actually where I was leaning for mine, so I got to pick a different one. Hold on one second.
There's so many good ones though. Like
I know
these last 3 episodes, I've got a shirtload of quotes. Like for each episode, I've got minimum 1 full A4 page of just quotes.
So here's the one I'm gonna go with. It's not a Lisa Kudrow quote, but it's about her. It's when they meet her and Chidi is just like shaking with excitement.
Yep.
And Eleanor goes, "Is she one of the reasons you got beat up as a kid?" She's one of them, yeah. Such a I love Chidi. All right, what quotes did we miss from these 2 episodes?
I mean, I'm surprised that nobody picked went with this one because it ties into a previous series that we did. Who am I if The Rock's gone? Ironically, that's exactly what Vin Diesel asked me when Dwayne Johnson refused to appear in the Fast and Furious 9. Not helpful. Copy that.
That was on my short list.
It was a good one, except for I just had the thing in the back of my head. I'm like, you died before Fast and Furious 9 came out.
Yeah.
No, but they came
Maybe
back.
they get them in heaven. You know, you can say whatever you want.
They came back though, didn't they?
Yeah, but for how long? Was she still hanging out with The Rock then? Or was she hanging out with the not Hemsworth brother? You know what? It's fine as a funny joke. We can move past it.
I mean, monkeys and go-karts have fun for a while. Then I was like, ooh, what'd be cool? Hippos and go-karts. And then I was like, yo, what about Draculas and jetpacks? I did like 50 combos, and I just kind of wanted to hang out with you guys again.
So my backup quote that I was going to do for the first episode, but I had to do Chainsaw Bear, because how could I not do Chainsaw Bear? It was actually about when Michael's talking to the demons about how he's trying to figure out to get them into there. And he's like, worried about your normal cylindrical penis? Flatten it out. And when they cut to the demon in the boardroom, who's just like nodding, and he does a little hand motion of flatten it out. It wasn't a quote. It was just the demon like, yeah, flatten it.
I do like.
I'm going to ask her so many questions pertaining to the grand ideas about the universe. Like, why? Oh, and also, how?
That's good.
Michael, why did you fire Vicky? Look, I know she did well on the first test, but it's beginner's luck. There's an X factor here, a secret sauce that only I truly know how to pour over the juicy steak of this process. I've never said this before, but what?
This is from Patty episode. Okay, nothing to do but announce the big change. Whatever happens, it's cool, my babies. It's very cool. Eleanor. Michael, you smoked that weed, bro? I did. I was kind of freaked out, so I smoked some grass, but now I'm great. Let's change the afterlife, and then Taco Bell. Taco Bell appears in his hands. Oh, baby.
Oh man.
Where are you from? I don't know. I don't remember. I've been having a chain orgasm for nearly 2,000 years, and it's the only thing I know now. I'm from London.
Simply the test. Better than other tests. There's been a run of like comedy movies where they end on a musical number. So
Yeah.
it's like that got me.
Yeah.
It's Coachella. We've invented cosmic Coachella. We have to fix this.
Honestly, the Tahani getting into the good place. We're finally going to the good place. It's the me of places. What? We got in. I can say that stuff again.
Oh, you have just reminded me of one. There we go. Typical Vicky throwing shade. Doesn't matter, because I'm casting it. Because I'm closer to the sun. I'm tall.
I feel like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, that nostalgia or awe, but I'm also taller than people.
Tahani has good moments.
Is this an
It's,
S or
it's the
math?
looks. It's the looks as well on everyone else's face when she starts doing like the tall stuff. Everyone's like, oh.
All right. I think we should wrap this thing up. We only got one episode left, which is kind of a bummer. Then we have to do a wrap up, which will be brutal. Trying to do all 4 seasons into one list episode. It's gonna be a little tough. But we'll do it as quickly as we can, and then we got to start a whole new franchise after that, which I'm very excited for. I need to buy them still. I don't own. I think I only own the first one and the remake. I think, and they only own the remake.
That's a choice.
Well,
That
the
really
remake
is a choice.
it came in a box set with the remake of Friday the 13th. I got both of them at one time. So
You do own another one of them as well. It's in that
Right?
box. Yeah.
oh
In
yeah, I
that
mean
big box, isn't it?
I own 2 versions of that one too. So I guess I own the first one. The one, I don't know what number it is, and then yeah, the remake. Yeah, I don't have a lot of those, but I'll get them. Don't worry.
Guys, renting is a thing.
Not
Just-
in LA.
no.
Just
Just
saying.
because you come over to my house and borrow my movies, Joel.
That hasn't happened since Friday the 13th.
But I got the other ones. What time you coming over?
Oh, I've got a nice DVD collection sitting
Oh, perfect.
in my
Oh,
drawer right now.
Jesus.
Yeah. If
Actually-
I had VHS, I'd do that. But
I think I do have one of them on VHS. I haven't
Is it
checked
the
my VCR.
original one?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either way, let's do a very, very quick round of plugs, and then we can say goodbye. This show, every the show, HH Network, hhpod.com. Who else has got something?
I would like to plug Pirates of the Caribbean 12. Jack Sparrow fights Aquaman, probably. I mean, at this point, what does it matter?
I'm recently unemployed. Might as well do some traveling.
Oh, like that. Yeah, travel's good.
No, that was a
How do you
quote
pay
from
for it if
Michael.
you're unemployed,
Yeah,
though?
yeah, no, travel's good. Yeah, I like that. It's good.
You can find me on the Front Row Network, where coincidentally there's talk of a reunion or getting the band back together, and we are coincidentally doing one of the movies from our next show that we're doing because it has an anniversary this year.
Ooh la la.
So
Right. If there's anything I've learned over the years, it's that you don't plug something unless you're sure it's going to happen or it's done.
I think it's gonna happen.
I mean,
Okay.
We're,
That's
we're
why-
ready to hop on the wagon, so to speak.
that's why I've shut up about science nonfiction, because so far we still haven't recorded any more episodes.
Well, see,
We
here's
recorded the
thing.
first two like 3 months ago.
We have a year's worth of episodes that never got released, so we could come back whenever we want. I just don't know when.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Go fuck yourself.